Are you waiting for mortgage rates to drop before you buy a home? You may be making the biggest financial mistake of the entire decade. I'm not here to tell you buy a house today. And if waiting would be the best thing for you to do, I would tell you that too. From what economists are saying, and from what inflation is telling us, and from what the Federal Reserve is telling us, and from what the market is telling us, it seems like people are waiting for something that might not happen the way they expect. So today I'm going to talk to you about the real numbers. I'm going to talk to you about what's happening around the world that's actually affecting mortgage rates and why experts are saying the rates will stay higher than people hope they'd like. And also, what are buyers doing about this? So I completely understand why people are hesitant. Mortgage rates have nearly doubled. Home prices have kept climbing. Groceries cost more, insurance costs more. I mean, everything, property taxes, everything just seems so much more expensive. So it's so normal to think, why don't I just wait till mortgage rates go back down to 3%? And in my opinion, that is just not going to happen. Behind me, you'll see this graph, and it shows that Fannie Mae, Wells Fargo, and Mortgage Bankers of America have all predicted rates to stay the same for at least the next year. In the beginning of the year, experts, they predicted that, the rates would drop more quickly because inflation had cooled off. But that's not what happened. The Federal Reserve started easing monetary policy, and people thought that the rates would follow shortly behind. But that's not what happened. People would be surprised to know that the Federal Reserve does not have direct control over the mortgage rates. Now inflation is above the Federal Reserve's, long-term target, but we have conflict overseas, energy prices, tariffs, government spending. All of these things are influencing the mortgage rates. So what do I tell my clients? So I ask my clients, what are you waiting for? Because mortgage rates may never come down. You may be renting another year, not building equity. And in our local market, housing prices are either holding or rising. So even if interest rates did come down 0.5%, do you know how much competition there would be? Multiple offer situations, paying more. So waiting doesn't always, make sense. So I advise my clients to make these important decisions based on personal finances. I have them ask themselves, is this a comfortable payment? Does this home meet my family's needs? Can I stay in this house long enough to build equity? If rates do drop, can I refinance? And if rates don't drop, they're already building wealth by being homeowners. So nobody has a crystal ball. The feds can't predict it. Economists don't know what's going to happen. Realtors don't know what's going to happen. But you'll have much better chances making decisions about buying your home based on your personal finances. So for example, let's take two buyers. We'll call them buyer A and buyer B. For this example, let's assume they have the same income, the same credit, the same savings, and they're looking at the exact same type of home. Okay, buyer A wants to buy now. Buyer B wants to wait until rates come down. So buyer A finds this home, $500,000 home, negotiates some seller assist. They don't love the rate, but they move in, they have a payment they can afford, and they begin to build equity. Buyer B is waiting for the rate to drop. So, 3 months goes by, 6 months goes by, now a year goes by, but then rates drop 0.5%. So that sounds great, right? Well, it's not as great as you might think, because now that same house that buyer A bought for 500,000 is now selling for 520,000, and the market is super competitive because there's a lot of other people that, like buyer B, were waiting, till the rates dropped also. Now, yes, the rate's lower, but the purchase price is higher. So the payment is not even that different. Meanwhile, they spent all of that time, renting and, not building equity. So giving an example sometimes helps weigh it out. The decision's yours. If you found this content helpful, please like and subscribe to my channel. I really want to start doing more stuff about, the market, mortgage rates, just everything buying and selling right here in Chester County, PA.